I honestly don't know how we managed to pick up a point against a well-oiled machine Bournemouth today, but I will take it. Hello, yes, welcome to another match reaction where Tottenham managed to find a draw against Bournemouth in a 2-2 game. If you're new to the channel, please remember to like, share, comment and subscribe so you never miss a video. Yes, people, like I said, I was very surprised that we've managed to pick a point on the board against Bournemouth today. Like I say, the lineup kind of came out, and to see Romero back in the squad was great. To see obviously Maddison and Son taken out of the starting 11 and put on the bench. I don't know if that's got anything to do with their performances on Thursday, but it was interesting to see how that midfield was going to work in game, because there was a lack of creativity, and to be honest with you, there's a lack of kind of structure. And that has been apparent for a lot of games recently. And God forbid, the game kind of kicks off and Bournemouth could have been 2-0 up in the space of, 5 minutes? If that. Apart from Vicario pulling off some incredible saves, my add, kept us in the game for that one. But Bournemouth were kind of all over us. The high press just wasn't sitting well with our midfield, and at times Romero. Like I say, it was great to see him back in the starting lineup, but my word, I know he's been off for so many months, and I know that it is hard to kind of come back into a game, in a game where, like I say, Bournemouth high press all the time. You're going to be put under a lot of strain, but Romero just wasn't releasing the ball quick enough. And when he did so, or when he did release the ball, he was kind of stitching up other players. I think the one that sticks in my head was the Basuma one, where he passed it to him, and he literally fired it at his feet. And Basuma had a real trouble trying to get under his control. And then obviously Bournemouth were nearly in, but we did obviously manage to keep it fairly level until later on in the game. But for me, I think Romero's head's kind of gone out the door. On the side note, the fact, obviously, you see his tweet after the game where he's literally like thanking the Argentinian physios for getting him back to where he is today and playing football again. Kind of highlights what we've all kind of thought of our medical team. I just thought it was a bit interesting that he decided to go to social media and say that and put that in there. So a slight little dig at our medical team. But yeah, he had an absolute mare, I think, today. But obviously, we couldn't hold out for too much longer because towards nearly the end of the first half, Bournemouth do manage to find their opener. That man, Pedro Porro, again, kind of stitching himself up, decides that he's going to pass it straight to Kerkez. I can't say his name. The player at the back. He's given so much time and space to just drive down the wing, kind of untouched. No one goes to him. Pedro Porro tries to be in a running race with him, but it doesn't work. Puts a brilliant ball into the back post where Tavernier comes sliding in to put them 1-0 up. And then obviously at half-time, we decide to make some changes, which was quite pleasantly surprised to see. And we see Bergvall come into the fold, which again, I don't know why he didn't start. Again, is he saving him for the weekend? On Thursday against AZ, the reverse fixture? I don't know. But he came in and there was a lot more energy into the pitch. Then from there, obviously, we had an early shock because we all thought that Bournemouth put themselves 2-0 up when an offside call was given, thankfully, because I don't know how you can go from attacking the ball so free-flowingly and lovely to then in 10 seconds' time be under the cosh and nearly concede again. But luckily for us, it was kind of offside. But then obviously they found that second goal, which again was annoyingly done. It was a great kind of bit of play. Mickey van der Ven was obviously on the pitch at this point as well. Ball comes across, obviously the player manages to shimmy it between the back line and then just chip it over the likes of Vicario in goal. And then from then you're just kind of like, right, game's done, I've had enough. But then out of nowhere, we see Sarr, after he had an opportunity that was probably a lot easier than this one. Whether he meant the goal he scored in this game, I'm not sure. But it definitely made up for the kind of one that he had where Maddison had tricky feet in the box, managed to find him on the edge, and he absolutely kind of dragged it wide. This goal that he scored definitely made up for it. Like I say, I think it was supposed to be a cross, but it goes over the head of Kepa and goes into the back of the net. And then from there, you're kind of thinking, oh, sweet, we're back into it. And then another great bit of play where we put the ball through, Sonny's through and goal with Kepa one-on-one, and then from there, Kepa brings him down and we've got a penalty. Now, I must say, this Son pen was as cold as you like. I think Solanke really wanted to take it to obviously put one in against his former club. But Sonny took it. Obviously, he won it. And my God, my heart was in my mouth when he hit that ball because you could see it moving so slowly down the middle of the goal. But luckily for us, it went in the back of the net. And then, yeah, from there, we seemed to have stepped up a little bit of more of a gear, which is really annoying because it was like 5 minutes left of the game. So, yeah, very, very pleased with that point. Like I say, 3 points would have been lovely, would have been better. I just don't know how we can be so poor and then out of nowhere manage to get it over the line. Obviously, the biggest game is on Thursday. There's a lot of us that are still in uproar that Ange is still here, but if he gets us through that game on Thursday, fine, so be it. Let's carry on going. But yeah, it's a very hostile environment at the moment. I think if Ange lost that game today, then Jesus Christ, yeah, I think potentially would have been out the door. I think he's holding on by the skin of his teeth currently. But yeah, don't worry because we'll go into this game in more detail tomorrow on Holly Spurs Live, 7 p.m. I've got a great star-studded lineup with the likes of Patrick, Forms and Harry from Spurs Direct. So make sure you tune in for that one. And like I say, like we always say, come on you Spurs.